Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Plan Sarah Plan, and welcome to my May setup plan with me, the month view, the notes page, and the dashboard. If you happen to be new here, welcome, and I just want to show you what I did last month and follow up on a couple of things. So normally I will go ahead and just decorate my month view and put some important things in and add some gratitude. And then I am thrilled that I found a system and a way that works for me on how to use the dashboard page. So I put my book of the month here and print out a picture of the cover, put some household goals, financial tasks, and a focus for the month. And then I choose my memory verses, one for each week of the month. And I've been doing that by using the highlighted or larger words on the monthly tabbed page. So last month, I just want to follow up because at least one of you asked me how I was liking Miss Julia Speaks Her Mind. I did finish it, but I give it a thumbs down. There's so much that bothered me about this book that I'm not even going to go into it because somebody might really enjoy it, but it was extremely irritating to me. So I'm not going on with the Miss Julia series, and I'm disappointed because I thought it was going to be my next big thing. But I mean, I just want to be honest in case I don't want anybody to spend their money on something thinking that I was recommending it. So that's how that went. This is an Erin Condren Life Planner, and I have the binder option in the Life Planner. And I've made a sticker kit. This is the decoration sheet, and this is one of the dashboard sheets. A dashboard sheet, another dashboard sheet, and then this is my monthly set of stickers. And then to print my book of the month, I'm going to use this HP Sprocket and send the picture from my phone to this. So let's go ahead and do that right now. But we've got to do it in time lapse because it moves kind of slowly. So if we put it in time lapse, you're going to feel like this happened really quickly. The book I chose is called Boundaries, and it's by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. It is from a Christian perspective, and I want you to know that up front. If that's not something that pleases you, then don't get this book. But it's about setting boundaries in your life, when to say yes, how to say no, take control of your life. And I just thought this will be an interesting how-to read. There is another book that I am listening to right now called Sensible Shoes, and that was recommended by one of you. Thank you very much. I am enjoying it. And when I finish that book, I may decide to follow up and do more in that series, and if so, I will let you know. But so far, I'm liking that one. So if you like fiction and you want to read what I'm reading right now, it's called Sensible Shoes, and it's the first in a series. It's also a Christian book. So that's what I go for. And Boundaries is also going to have scripture in it, and it is from a Christian perspective. All right, so a bunch of stuff that I just did not get filmed. So let's just backtrack, okay? I meant to tell you that this is sticker paper, if I didn't mention that before. So the HP Sprocket prints on sticker paper. And I also was telling you a story. So there are two stories, and I told the first one already. So I'm going to retell it because I didn't record it at all. Okay, so here is the story. My husband will sometimes ask me, especially if he encounters somebody in his work, when he sees clients or just somebody that he works with who might like planners. And so he asked me the other day because he knows some people at his work who either seem to be people who would like planners or actually said they like planners. I'm not really sure. So he said to me, do you have any planners that are not, being used that you've reviewed that you could spare? Because I know some people that I think would really like them at work. And I said, well, let me go check. So I had a 2022 Erin Condren Hourly Life Planner, which is awesome. And the only thing about it that I wasn't sure that the person might like is that it had one of the Trolls covers on it. So the Erin Condren and Trolls collaboration is a big hit with some people, but it's kind of a niche thing. If you are not into the Trolls movies, you might think the covers are cute, but you might not want a planner cover in it. So this is all I had available. And he said, okay, well, I'm not sure if either of these people is going to like trolls, but I will definitely try. So he went to work, and knowing my hubby, he said a prayer on the way, like, Lord, show me who I should offer this to, because I have no idea. And so he ended up, I believe this is how it went. He offered it to the first person that he saw when he went into work, who was one of the people he thought would enjoy a planner. And she said, oh, I would love to have that. And he apparently, I don't know what he said exactly, but, kind of said, do you mind the cover being trolls? And she said, no, I actually like trolls. I have some little trolls on my desk. And that kind of blew him away. And then when he told me, it blew me away. Because, in my mind, that's definitely a God thing. I don't think that's a coincidence. I just think she was meant to have that trolls planner. So that's story number 1 that I thought was super happy. And then story number 2 is, see, I usually go into time lapse when I'm doing the numbers, but I am having story time this time. So here's story number 2. My husband and I are bird lovers, and we don't have like pet birds in our house, but we have backyard birds that we love, and we actually put bird seed in our budget so that we make sure that we have enough funds to buy bird seed regularly and keep these birds fed. So my husband goes out twice a day. He does this in the morning and when he gets home from work, and replenishes the bird feeders. And that's plural because we have like 5. So he was at a store getting, it was like, a store that has farm type stuff. I think it was Tractor Supply. And he was getting bird seed. And when he was there, he noticed that they had these cute baby ducks for sale. And he was so tempted. And, this is after Easter, right? He was so tempted to bring home 2 baby ducks. But he thought, well, Mrs. O'Brien, as he calls me, because whenever he comes home and I'm teaching piano, he calls me Mrs. O'Brien in front of the students, and I call him Mr. O'Brien, and it's hilarious. But anyway, he thought to himself, because I'm sure he thought it this way, Mrs. O'Brien would not look kindly on this if I brought home baby ducks, because we have to keep them inside and feed them and clean up after them. And this is like a really busy time of year for me. And yes, he would love it, but I would not love having baby ducks in the house. Okay. So I didn't even know that this had happened. He told me later, and here's why he told me. The next morning, when we woke up, we looked outside, and there were 3 full-grown mallard ducks in our backyard. And we've never had any ducks make their way to our backyard. This was the first time, and we've lived here a long time. And so there were 2 male ducks, 1 female, and we went outside, and I think my husband gave them some dog food, because when we babysit Jupiter, our grand dog, we had some like dog food left over. And then don't yell at me if this is not good for ducks, okay? Because I have not looked it up, but I have seen people do this. I took a piece of bread and just tore off pieces and threw it to the ducks, and they loved it. And they did not die, so I hope it's not bad for them. But anyway, the ducks, we thought, well, this is fun. They stayed all day. And then we assumed that they were going to leave at some point. They did not leave. The next day, they were still there, hanging out, and then getting like cozying up to us and not being shy around us. And so they would like walk right up to us and get whatever we had to feed them. So the ducks went away finally, and then my husband was outside cleaning up the patio, and he said he heard this swoosh, swoosh, swoosh sound, and he looked up and there were these huge wings, birds with huge wings flying over the house. And then they came down and landed right beside him in the yard. And it was these 3 ducks again. They had come back. And they just came up to him doing their little like quacky murmur that they do, like kind of like that. And that was so much fun. And I went out and ran some errands today. And when I came back, they were not here, but I feel like they're going to come back. So that's the other story. So the point of it was, I just thought it was so sweet that my husband had wanted to bring home these baby ducks and he didn't. And the very next day, there were 3 full-grown ducks in our yard. Okay, over here, I'm just going to put grateful for. And then as the month goes along, I will just put some stuff there. We do have some events this month. And if you're a planner person, especially if you're a teacher planner person, the 16th and 17th and the 10th are days that you want to have on your calendar. The 10th, I'm going to have a review for you of some of the new Erin Condren teacher planners that will be available and some new cover designs. And on the 16th, the whole entire teacher line, including things that I don't have to review, will launch for Erin Condren Insiders, which is a free thing. So I think I've got a link for the Insiders program down below if you want to join the Insiders. And then the 17th is the launch just for the general public. But I think if you're an insider or if you order in a certain time frame, they might have a free gift. They usually do. So mark your planners for that. But I'm going to go into time lapse and just write out some things that I know of already and plot them on the calendar. Here we are. So May is all set up for now, and of course will probably be adding some things to this as they come to my attention. And now we're ready to set up the notes page and the dashboard page. Let's start over here on the dashboard page first of all. I already know what my focus of the month is going to be because I have no choice but to make this my focus of the month. Senior books. So I have 4 seniors graduating, and I will be presenting them with their gift for sticking with piano. And it's called a senior book, and it's basically a scrapbook, which has all of their pictures from recitals and pictures that I might have taken when they achieved something special at a lesson. And these books are usually pretty chunky, especially if the student has been with me a long time. I have lots of pictures. You know, when they finish a book, I take their picture. If they achieve a level of like learning how to play scales, I take their picture. If they do a music festival, I take their picture. You know, this is all the time. It's happening all the time. So there's so many things. If they're the first to complete a certain practicing challenge, I take their picture. So there are lots and lots of pictures to scrapbook. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm just thankful that launch week for the LifePlanner is not in May, because I would be so messed up if it were. Because recital preparation for the spring recital is a big deal. It's a big deal. And I'm going with a totally different color scheme than what is the traditional Erin Condren color for May. So I'm going to go ahead and white this out. It probably wouldn't show through this, but then again, it might. So we're just going to play it safe and white it out. And we got 2 more boxes. Let's go ahead and white out the stripe here. My household tasks and my financial tasks I'm less sure of, although we are thinking about selling one of our cars that it doesn't get really good gas mileage and getting one that does. So that could be something to look into for the financial goals. We will think about that. And for household goals, just keep the house from turning into a looking like a tornado hit it while I'm working on the recital. That would be a good goal. Keep it from turning into a really huge mess. All right, so challenge of the month will be here, and that's just going to be finish the senior books. And book of the month, let's put the sticker down and then we'll place the header for that. So this is the book, Boundaries. I'll let you know what I think after I actually have it on Audible, so I don't have the hard copy of the book. I'm just going to be listening to it. Okay. And so I have other headers, like I could do my goals, my memories, instead of financial tasks. I could do that. I mean, instead of household tasks. Because really, my household goals are so minimal. I do have some financial goals. So let's go ahead and put the financial tasks up here. They're not really goals. They're just like tasks. And I've got the option to put numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 like this, or just dots. And I think I'm going to do the numbers just because they're cute. But maybe not all 4. I might just do like 1. And financial tasks is not centered, and that's going to bug all of us. So let me just fix that. There, that's better. Okay, 1. And then I have some little stripes that I can use as dividers. Let's use this one. I think I figured this out last week, that the sticker starts on the inside of that inner circle. I mean, not circle, border. Yeah. And 2. And I'll go ahead and write the tasks that I can think of in a sec. Let's do just a solid blue this time. And 3. I'm just going to put 3. If I didn't put these stickers down, I could have room for 4. But I'd rather not do 4 anyway because I'm just too busy. I don't want to have too many things to think about. Whoops. Okay, and another thing we could do is a quote of the month. Instead of household tasks, I could put a quote of the month. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm breaking with tradition because my quote of the month is going to be something that might carry me through the busyness, whereas household tasks is definitely not going to do that. Not this month. So I'm going to do that. And my challenge of the month is going to be the senior books. Actually, I could have 2 goals. Senior books finished and don't let the house completely fall apart. Let's do that. And I don't know if this will work, but maybe one of these little skinny stripes will fit vertically. No, it's too long, but I can trim it. Like that. Okay. So if I have I have my goals, my memories. Okay, so if this just said one goal, I would put it like on one side. Challenge of the month is really going to be don't let the house fall apart. But really finishing the senior books is also a challenge. Okay, so let me write this stuff in and be right back. Okay, so I'm happy with how this page turned out, and I just put the first initial of each of my 4 seniors here on these little geese. I think they're geese, and a little music note coming out of their mouths, and added a little bit of deco. And so now the last page that I set up is my memory verse page. That's what I do on the notes page. And I have selected my memory verses. There will be 4. And they all have the word today in them. And that's just because the quote on the May tabbed page says, what you do today can improve all of your tomorrows. And I initially tried to find verses that had both words, do today. That did not go very well. So I just made it today. And I will show you what I came up with. And I think I was able to get 2 Old Testament verses and 2 New Testament verses. So that was neat. And I just tore the Y on memory verses, so I'll repair that momentarily. And let's just kind of put it like this. And then repair the Y. I'll zoom you in so you can see if I do a good job. And let me kind of fix that lighting. Hopefully that worked. Okay, so when I do that, I like to put the sticker on a little craft spatula. Somebody said they were able to find one of these similar to this at a Dollar Tree. Okay, never mind. I already did the little placement of the bottom of the Y because the phone rang and it turned off the camera. But what I was going to say is that I do have a link for a similar craft spatula in the video description if you want one. Okay, I'm going to go into time lapse and write the 4 memory verses, and I'll see you back in like a minute. Okay, so we're all done. Here is how the monthly spread turned out, and my memory verse page, and my dashboard page. And I hope this gave you some ideas, and maybe you were able to steal some time away to set up your planner for the month of May also. So I really appreciate you spending some time with me, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.